he's Starbucks addicted like Brian.
I've
with
always
the
been
ice.
Starbucks addicted.
Oh,
I'm
not
coffee
like-
addicted.
No, you
First
are
of all,
Starbucks.
Brian drinks tea. I drink coffee.
Yeah,
No.
caffeine's highly addictive.
First of all, you drink iced coffee.
Yeah, iced coffee. That's
Okay.
still coffee.
Still okay.
There's
it-
hot coffee and iced coffee.
Okay, you drink. I didn't even have a cup of coffee today.
You don't need coffee.
I really don't.
Anybody's ever been around you knows you don't need coffee.
How about congratulations to the prosecutor Lynn Morris? She had her 100-day press
Yeah.
conference today.
It was cool.
She had to come. Her and John Newhouse had to come and weigh in on our murder case today.
Yeah, Beatrice had the courts backed up 5 lawyers deep today. I
I
walked
had
in.
I had a murder trial, and then I
Yeah.
had a terrible rape case in Dapolito's court, and then this double homicide case, or the homicide case with 2 defendants up in D'Onofrio's court. And I'm trying to work things out, and I'm running between the 2 courts. And as I'm working things out, they go, my boss said no. My boss said no. So
So they blamed you for backing the courts up?
Oh,
Yeah.
I went in. First of all,
first of all, he's not there. He's co-counsel with me. I go, Frank, where are you? He goes, well, where am I supposed to be? I go, we have this pretrial in this case today. I didn't know.
well, you know what, Ron? Usually when there's a pretrial,
Yes.
your co-counsel tells you, hey, we have a pretrial. There was an arraignment on Tuesday, which he would have set the pretrial. He didn't.
No,
tell me.
they called Julie and said it.
Oh, well,
I thought
it wasn't
Julie-
on my calendar.
Well, I
didn't
thought
know.
Julie would tell Gino. I mean, excuse me for not telling you.
Well, he doesn't just say to me, call me like, hey, Frank, what's going on? I get an explicit text message from him.
very
Right.
explicit.
Yeah. And
Is
it's
that politically correct?
no,
It
it
was
was
not
not.
political.
Okay.
It had 3 letters and then are you?
Yeah. So I'm like, well, I'm looking at this message. I'm like, what is he talking about? I'm sitting at the office. What's
Right.
he
He goes,
talking about?
you need me? I go, yeah.
So-
These 2 courts
So
are,
I call him.
they're
He
like,
goes,
If not, just to run up and down the
he
steps.
goes, I got a handful of prosecutors
from
beating me up.
courthouse to courthouse.
I was getting beat up.
I go down to the court. I walk in. There's 5 deputies outside of the jury room, and they're all look mad. The court's staring through our souls. They're so mad. And I go, "Where's Beatrice?" They're like, "He's downstairs." I'm like, "Oh boy." So I went back there, and the one dep, he's great. He said, "Hey, tell Beatrice I'm supposed to retire soon. I may be retired by the time this pretrial ends because they came in." So, but it worked
Don't you
out.
know, Frank? You're supposed to just know these things without Dave
Yeah,
actually.
no,
telling
I
it
had a
to
high
you.
school football
What-
coach like that,
yeah.
Ron. You know what I mean?
You're
What
just
was-
supposed to know.
Right.
What was crazy about it is they got indicted on Tuesday, and the court goes, "You're going to trial on Monday." I go, "What? Monday? I haven't seen one piece of evidence yet."
Yeah. Was there a speedy trial issue?
Yeah, their speedy trial ran Monday. Judge
Wow.
says, "Go to trial." I go, "Oh, okay." And I call Frank over. I'm trying to deal with this case downstairs that is equally as difficult.
Wow.
I'm running in between the courts. It was crazy this morning. Then I got to my desk. I never stopped.
So are you trying it Monday?
No, although
he-
we contemplated
We
it.
did.
We did contemplate it. And here's what we said to our clients. I mean, not them directly, but if I looked at this case objectively, like if we lose the case and then these guys are sitting in prison and they go to a third lawyer and say, wait a minute, you had your first pretrial on Thursday. They saw no evidence and they took you to trial on Monday. No reasonable, competent lawyer would say
That's true.
that's
But we're
smart
but we're brilliant.
if we
we
win.
Right.
Because
That's
they're
the way
not
this
ready to
works.
try it either.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, but I'm not the one risking my life. They are.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay, so I don't know what they have and what they don't have. Like they would have to give it to me, and then what? What happens if I had something that took me a couple days to figure out?
Yeah. That's the ultimate stare down there.
Plus, I mean, if we were going to trial Monday, I'm pretty sure I'd have divorce papers on my desk Tuesday because I'm supposed to go to Florida with my family. I tell my wife I'm in trial Monday. I mean,
Oh no.
she loves me, but she hates me enough. So.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
well my Memorial Day got ruined because of him.
Why?
He starts a jury trial.
On Memorial Day?
No, May
Tuesday.
27th, Tuesday.
Oh,
Day
okay.
after Memorial
in
Day.
federal court.
In federal court.
Oh, I
You
got
think
you.
I go to the boat that weekend?
No.
No, absolutely not. I'll be here working. You think I'm going to go in the federal? You think I'm going to go to a Judge Benito courtroom and not be prepared and know every single thing about that case?
Right.
Because she's a tough judge, as Ron would now know. What did I tell you about federal judges, Ron? Everybody now is realizing how powerful federal judges are, and I've been saying that on this show 4 years.
Dave, don't make a federal case out of everything.
Yeah.
But you could see how much power a federal judge has. They have a lot of power. People don't realize.
Well, it's a
that.
lifetime appointment, right? They don't.
Not only that, but they're federal judges.
Yeah.
Their job is to power check the legislature and the executive branch.
Right.
They've been doing it.
Yeah.
Judge Pearson is a great judge, though. She
But
really is. She's sharp.
she wants you prepared.
Yeah.
Man. She brings you.
She
makes
makes
you
you
bring
a
you
better lawyer.
A game. Yeah.
She makes you bring out your A game. I can
She
tell you
does.
that.
She's a great judge.
She's a great judge, but you had better be padded up and ready to go,
Locked and loaded.
locked and loaded, and
I'll tell you this much, man. I bet you he seems intense, Frank, around the office. I mean, your day's got to be really
it is
difficult.
Ron, and it's ebbs and flows. Like
Yeah.
today he was on fire. This is what I'm talking about, the coffee thing. He doesn't drink coffee.
Yeah,
He doesn't
right.
need coffee. He was buzzing around like a bee the entire day. He went from 5 different cases in 5 minutes.
Right. I mean, it's got to be the stress on you, Frank and Mark, just with his general
His
how
demeanor
uptight
generally.
he is. It's got to
what
be
is wrong
overwhelming.
with my demeanor?
You should drive with him. You want to see
He doesn't
stress?
stress me. I'm not. I don't get
Oh,
any
he's-
stress.
I bought a new car, Ron.
He already
really?
curbed it.
I already.
He already curbed it.
Oh my god! You
He
got a car
brand
instead of
new
an
sweet
SUV.
wheels.
It's already got damage report on it.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Ron,
Now,
you
what
know
did
he
you-
had tire protection on a car and they canceled it. They refunded him the full amount.
That's not a true story. That's a Brian made up lie. That is totally
Can you
fabricated by
Paying
Brian.
for paying for
Right,
a
that
tire
is
and rim
totally-
warranty
that
and then
is
giving you your
totally
money back
fabricated by
because
Brian.
you've had so many claims.
I'm going to tell you something though. I am the only person I know that can lose key fobs. Like this key fob, I just got this car. I had it a week. I can't find one of the key fobs.
How about office keys?
It had the office key on the key fob. I
Oh
couldn't
my
find
God.
it. So I said, Frank, you're coming with me. He goes,
Listen.
where are you going? I go, just bring your office key.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell Julie. Because Julie, if I ask Julie for another office key, she'll murder me.
How many have you lost?
Oh, 15 at least.
In about 2 weeks.
I'm not kidding you. So Daniel has a key, but his is a master key. Even though I own the building, I don't have a master key.
Well,
So-
because you'd lose it.
Right. Okay. So
Right.
I go to the place and I said, make me 6 keys.
Yeah.
Guy goes, how many? I go, 6 of them.
So he
I
gives-
got them all over the place.
Yeah,
now.
he gives me
got them on my
one.
desk. I got them 3 in my car hidden. Okay. And now what's great is, and I found my key fob. All of a sudden, I'm driving and I look down. I go, that key fob was not there yesterday. Someone put that key fob.
Falls in between the seats.
No.
Because you have it in your
No,
pocket. then
it was in
slips
the
out.
side. No, I'm telling you, someone found my key and put it in there.
Oh, now you're a key conspiracy.
No, I
theorist.
think it was my wife. I'm telling you, I'm not, because I told her I've been looking for this.
Do you
key.
think it's a plot to drive you crazy?
I do?
To just drive you insane?
Or
Mhm.
have you gone crazy?
I
Or-
don't know. I don't.
Or were they
I
there
had
the
a
He's
whole
on the
time?
brink. I mean,
I had a
it's good.
friend of mine call me this week though,
Yeah.
a longtime friend.
Yeah.
He says, Dave, I'm in the hospital. They say I have dementia. I said, what? He says, yeah. And so then I hang up with him, and I go, well, was there a court order on you? And I go, no. I said, were you committed? And he goes, no. And then he was a little off, and I'm like, well, they can't hold you against your will if you're asking me my legal advice, Then a family member calls, and then I can't say anything. And then
Yeah.
like I'm between a rock and a hard place.
Right. Oh,
This is a
God.
friend of mine.
yeah.
And so
That's sad. It's so
my
sad.
age,
It's a
too.
terrible
It's
disease.
a terrible,
Oh, my
terrible
God, but
It
there's-
disease.
is.
people that get early
Oh,
onset
yeah,
of
it's
dementia.
bad. How old?
My age, 65.
You're old. So I mean, don't say
That's
your
not that
age.
old.
You're not 65.
I am 65. I'll be 66 in October.
No, you're 70 plus.
Oh, shut up, Frank. Look at your hair. Are you coloring it yet? Are you? You need
No,
a
I want
haircut.
gray. I know. I'm gonna get one tomorrow.
You need a look at your cough.
I know it's long.
You look like Tommy Gunn. Who is that? Who is that? The Duke. Remember that boxer, Tommy Gunn?
Yeah,
He played in
Rocky 5.
Yeah, he played in
Tommy
Rocky V.
Morris.
Tommy the Machine
Morrison.
Gun. He had
Yeah.
curlier hair.
Oh, he had a cough just like you. I
Yeah.
watched a
helmet.
Yeah, I watched a documentary on him.
Yeah.
He was
Ron,
an
do we have any
interesting
calls? Let's take some calls. How about that?
Quite frankly, Frank, if you're getting a cough, it's probably COVID because Dave's been at the jail.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to tell
How
you.
many
You don't
times did he
understand.
get it, Ron?
Well, I don't know.
Four
Clearly, I
times in
think at
2
the next
years.
break, I think Dave should go get another booster shot because
He's had
because he's had
14.
all of them. Right? He's had 14 boosters and he's had COVID like 20 times.
I'll tell you what
He
I
should
did
go
get,
get
though.
another booster.
I got the
Shingles.
My brother
Shingles
is in
no
rehab
joke.
right now from shingles.
Yeah,
Really?
What?
Yes.
shingles is
happened?
no joke.
Because if
Yeah.
you get something in the shingles, he stopped walking. It got into
Yeah.
from some viruses, it can affect your spinal cord.
Well, I had chicken pox, right? If you had chicken pox, you
still
have
got
it.
to get the
It's
shingles.
really
You still got to get the
nasty.
shingles.
Yeah, you
vaccine.
got to get the vaccine.
I mean,
I
that
had
is
it
one.
years ago.
That is
Yeah.
one not
I mean,
to play with because that can lead to the
My
the
mom
me-
had it went underneath her eyelid.
Yeah.
She has legitimate major problems with her eye. I mean, like they have concerns about
Yeah.
her retina and things.
I have a
It-
friend that almost went blind. It
Yeah.
got into his eye. And the mayor of Camel, the mayor.
Yeah.
I heard he went to the doctor complaining of his left shoulder, and they said, "Oh, it's from the shingles," and he had a heart attack. I'm just telling you,
Yeah.
It's
don't
not
mess
something to play
shingles.
with.
It's not.
it is not something to play with.
So your brother, he's younger than you, isn't he?
No, he's 3 years older than me, but he's up and walking around.
Why does he
now.
look so much better than you?
I don't know, Ron.
I mean, I know him,
I
and he
know
looks
you
so
don't.
much better than you.
I
He's
understand
in
that.
better shape. He's better looking. Everything
Yeah,
about him's
everything's
better.
I'm nothing.
Right. And you're telling me he got shingles and they had to go to rehab?
He wound up in the hospital, and so they ran because
Really?
he was in a very terrible automobile accident about 2 years ago. They
Yeah.
made him get retired.
Yeah.
Okay. And so he's been
Mhm.
getting physical therapy and everything for it. Well, in physical therapy, he fell down, he broke his knee. As a result of the knee, he has drop foot now.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
And my brother's only 68. Then he got the flu. After the flu, he got the shingles. He couldn't go to
Wow.
rehab. After the shingles, he stopped walking. So they had him in the hospital a week, ran all these diagnostic tests on him, ruled out anything with his brain or spinal column. And what they came to is that the shingles, sometimes it'll affect your motor skills. It can get into
Wow.
your system.
All right, that's a public service announcement. You got me thinking really hard and long about getting that vaccine.
Oh no, I would get it, Mike.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not kidding you.
And I confess, I got that. It's a 2-shot vaccine. Make sure you get both of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
I think 30 days apart. So I would highly
It's
recommend
not,
that
It's
one.
All
not
right.
one to play
It's
around
very
with.
painful.
Yeah.
Is it
It's
painful? The
extreme-
vaccine
it's-
is painful?
No.
No. The people that have shingles is the vaccine.
Oh, yeah,
My
it-
mom,
bad.
my mom is one of the toughest ladies I know. It's crazy. It was like a year after my dad passed away. She's bedridden. Calls me and my brother. I'm literally we were up there and she can't get out of bed. I'm like, she's saying her head hurts. I'm like, she has brain cancer. Like that's literally what I thought. 'cause
Yeah.
I've never seen her, and it would. Thank God it was shingles, but it.
I had a friend
Beat
get in
her
the
up.
eye. He almost went blind.
Yeah.
Because if you itch it and
Are
then
you going to get it?
When I'm old enough, yeah.
How old do you have to
I
be?
think you don't get the shingles vaccine until like your 50s.
You don't. It's not age related. You can get it even at a younger age.
No,
Mark.
I
You
know,
need
but
to-
the vaccine.
I don't
yeah.
know. I'd have to look
yeah,
up.
you want.
to
I
look
think
that
you
up.
got to get it, Mark.
All right.
Stay tuned, guys. We'll come back right after this.
The free iHeartRadio app just made
Should
spring
you get
break
the
and
shingles
Easter holiday
vaccine?
travel
I just got to get my. He is so entertaining, Attorney Beatrice. 330-729-9977. 330-729-9977. If you got a legal question, pick up the phone and
I
give me a
didn't get
call.
my
I
full
got 3 lines
TikTok
in
back.
Youngstown open right now at 330-729-9977. That will get you through to us tonight, and I'll get you on the air with Frank Cassis, Esquire, Mark DeVecchio, Esquire, and Attorney David Beatrice. We'll get you on the air with them tonight and get your legal questions answered. So if you have any problems, child support, divorce, DUI, custody, estates, evictions, auto accidents, you name it, you got a legal problem, call us right now. 330-729-9977. If you call me now, you'll get through and we'll get you on. 330-729-9977. 330-729-9977. 3 lines open. You got a question? The time to call is right now on legal matters. Or if you have a problem with shingles, you can call as well, because we're also doing medical advice tonight as
Yeah,
well.
this is a health show.
It's a
Right.
house. And I want to
You're
tell
at the
people
age
out
li-
there that, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. This show gets posted live. It's shot live on Instagram Live
Yep.
and Facebook Live.
Yep.
And then we have a YouTube channel now.
Yep.
We have almost 1,000 followers now, Leo. I mean, it's not something I cultivate, but that's all I watch now is YouTube. I don't watch any TV but YouTube.
Really?
Really?
Because you could go to YouTube and put in any topic you want. Think of a topic. You put on the search bar, you'll get 100 videos on it.
Yeah, I know.
Like-
I've
like-
watched a lot of YouTube television.
Share with our listeners like what topics you've been watching.
I've been
on YouTube.
really into these power eaters.
Power
Oh,
eaters.
These,
What the hell is
women.
that?
There's this one woman called
What the hell is that?
Katrina Eats Kilos. This little woman, I'm telling you, she's all of 5'1" tall. She's built. She's not fat. She finishes food. I'm like, where does she
It's like
put
the
it?
dudes that eat the hot dogs.
Yeah, and there's this other guy.
Dude, that's awesome. My brother
Beard-
wants to go
It's
so bad.
disgusting.
Beard-
My brother wants to go so
Beard
bad.
Oh,
Meats
God,
Food is another guy I watch on YouTube. He has, and then there was a lawyer. Listen to this. A lawyer on YouTube was practicing law, and he would post going on wilderness trips. He's got 9 million followers, and all he does now is go out into Alaska. He hunts rabbits. He stays out in the wilderness for 2 days. He's got 8 million followers. He's making millions off of YouTube.
Wow.
Must
All
have
he
been a
does
bad
is
lawyer.
teach you how to
Right.
teach you how to survive in the wild. It's amazing.
Really? Yeah, Mark,
On
when was
rabbits?
the last time?
Rabbits,
Mark,
birds. He tells you how to build a wall. Like if the apocalypse comes now, I know how to build a wall.
There you
How
go.
to keep warm out in the winter. I mean, this guy
Right.
showed me a lot.
Right, but Mark, when was the last time you said, you know what, I want to research on YouTube tonight? Power eating. When was the last time that occurred
it
occurred
just
to you,
came-
Mark?
what happens
it
is-
has not yet occurred
Right.
to me in my lifetime. Not
So-
yet.
mine
so
neither.
But
when-
now it might.
the algorithms will mess you up. Like when you start watching that,
Yeah.
then they'll suggest other stuff. Like you click on it. So
I'd love to see Beatrice's
oh no,
algorithm.
now now they got me on a Keith Copeland kick.
Yeah.
These people that are busted on Keith Copeland,
What,
this-
the hell is what Keith
Keith
Copeland?
Copeland is one of these prosperity ministers, and they have all these guys that criticize him, and like he's like crazy. Like you should see him preach. I mean, it's just like it's wild.
Oh Lord.
It's wild.
What
And
about
the reason I like it is if they're any longer than 15 or 20 minutes, I'm not going to watch it. But most of them are 10 or 15 minutes,
Yeah.
and my ADHD is all satisfied.
There you go.
Yeah,
Boy,
Ron, he was on a kick. It was a couple months ago. He loved watching. His algorithms were people that won't get out of the car for police.
Oh,
He would
yeah.
come over to my office. Watch this. Watch this.
These
Oh,
sovereign citizens.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
my
yeah.
God. They're just not. I'm traveling. I'm traveling. I'm not driving. Cop goes, what? I'm traveling. I'm not driving. He goes, yeah, you're driving. You don't have authority over me. Yeah, I do. Get out of the car. You can't make me get out of the car. I go, oh, please get out of the car. Please. Now, some of the police officers are very patient, and some of them, their patience.
They'll
wears
just break the
You're-
window.
Oh, yeah. They'll
Some-
drag you out
Yeah.
of the car.
David, move your microphone. So somebody texted me that something's wrong with your microphone. Sounds like you're underwater.
How is
Yeah.
this? Better?
That's a little bit better, yeah.
I'll put it right here.
All right. You know
Does
what
it
I mean?
still sound like I'm
but-
underwater?
Yeah, but who knows? Who knows when it comes to you? I
Leo,
mean, it's
does
just,
it sound like I'm underwater?
no, it sounds like you got the shingles. You got the shingles?
Do we have any calls, Ron?
Yes, we do. You want to take some?
I do.
All right. So if you have any comments about any of the power eating videos, folks, you've been watching on YouTube, for the love of God, you're on the air.
Yeah, hey, I have a question for you. If you get a ticket in a zone, a municipality where it says safe speed, it doesn't say speed limit. Is there any recourse on that?
The cities actually are allowed to reduce the speed limit through the city limits. That is permissible to do. So you, like, if you're coming into Youngstown or Columbus, or Cleveland, they'll often reduce the speed down to 55, and they can do that. There's laws for that.
Well, also in neighborhoods, if you notice, they post a speed indicator
Yeah.
where you're driving and it's 25 miles an hour and it'll say 55. I'm like, oh man, I better slow down.
Yeah.
Because some of
That works with me
Oh, yeah.
because you don't
don't
realize
think
how
about
fast
it.
you're going until somebody.
Meridian Road is 25.
Yes,
You try to do 25.
you
know,
can.
it's
It's so hard to
I-
drive
I
25.
agree. That's
You
like
know where Meridian
Maple.
Road is,
Yeah,
Ron.
no.
That's
Yeah.
25 miles an hour.
Yeah, I know.
I haven't gone
No,
25 miles an hour on Meridian Road ever.
I think it's 35.
Is it 35? I don't
Yeah.
know. And Western
That's
Reserve
why
Road is 35 too.
But when you're driving and there's something there that tells you how fast you're going, it always makes me, all right, I realize I'm going too fast. Let me slow down.
Yeah.
I think that's
So
a
if this guy
wonderful
gets
speed
a-
deterrent.
If this guy gets a ticket for a safe speed, does that apply?
If he's given to it by a police officer, yes.
Yes.
If a police officer gives you a ticket, that's a valid ticket. That's going to go on your license. It's going to go against your points. That's going to go against your insurance. Okay.
It'll suspend your license if you don't pay it.
Yeah. And
Did you
now-
get a ticket,
and now
sir?
It's parking tickets.
No, I did not. The
Okay.
question I have is if there's no posted speed limit and it says safe speed and you get a ticket, is that valid?
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't know that you could get it if there's no posted speed limit,
Yeah.
then you're not breaking a law.
They have to tell you what the speed limit is.
Right, exactly.
And it's 70 on the interstates unless it's posted differently. And
Mhm.
a lot of times you'll come into it. And what I tell people is we're now entering in the orange barrel season. We're getting
I hate
we're getting
that.
out of over here on 224.
I know.
It's good 2 years it could be like that.
Oh,
A whole year.
Caller, observe the safe speed because I wouldn't want you wrecking your wheels if you get a new car or something like that. Okay. Thank you.
And I want to notify people, Ron, they just changed the DUI laws and made them
What'd they
lot.
do?
Well, they now have an implied consent for an oral swab of your mouth. And they increased the penalties for vehicular homicide, aggravated vehicular homicide. And if you had a prior DUI within 20 years, okay,
Yeah.
and then you have a DUI and you kill someone, it's a felony 1.
wow.
If you've had 2 prior DUIs in the last 20 years, I think the time starts at what, 12 years, Frank? 12 to 20 years.
Yeah.
They really put teeth in it.
Wow.
Yeah. I tell people,
Really?
look, yeah, I mean, with Uber and Lyft now, if don't do it.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
It's just not worth it.
So so for our listeners out there, many people who might have had a DUI, be very cautious. You're saying with the new laws with the second DUI.
Yes.
You know, and what
And they have shorter look backs. Like I had a client who just refused the test. And because he had a DUI within 20 years and he refused the test,
Yeah.
his suspension, the
License suspension,
ALS
ALS.
suspension went
administrative
from
license
30
suspension.
days to 45 days.
You know, the other thing
Wow.
too is cell phones have distracted people even further. So
Yeah.
you know, and the
Good thing I never use my cell phone.
Oh
in my
no,
car.
never, no.
No, not with my new
Can I-
car. It's
Oh,
all hands
Can
free
I-
now.
Yeah. Can I ask you this, Frank? I hear from a lot of people that say, ever since they legalized marijuana, it has created a lot of problems.
Yeah. I mean, it's they're now getting a little. The law enforcement is getting hip, so to speak, to impaired drivers that are under the influence of marijuana. More so, you know, they used to be indicators for alcohol. Now
Right.
they're looking for people that are high,
Right.
because it's so prevalent.
I'm
now,
waiting
right?
for
I
the
mean,
case where it used to be the law that when a police officer came to the car and smelled marijuana, that would give him probable cause to search the car.
But
not anymore
no, right?
because marijuana is legal.
Legal, right?
Yeah, so,
So
it's
it could
like,
be a
remember,
passenger.
you're allowed to have had drinks and drive. You're not
Just
allowed
can't-
to drive intoxicated.
Drive
Impaired.
impaired.
Right.
Yes.
And it's 0.08.
Right.
And believe me, one drink and a guy my size, you're right there.
Yeah, excuse me, impaired is right, because in theory, you know, you
I mean,
can
look
go to
how
the
little
bar.
Frank is. He has one of those mini beers.
I drink bourbon.
Yeah, well, you one
Duh, one
and
and done.
done.
One and done.
One and done is right.
Yeah, but are there tests for marijuana to determine if
Yeah,
you're
there's
high on that?
urine and
There's
blood.
urine
Yeah,
and
they're
blood,
gonna make it.
and now they could do this swab. They haven't perfected the swab yet, but it's coming. And I tell people, Frank just went to a training seminar. We have so much lack of privacy on our cell phones. The European Union, I got to tell you, they're way far ahead of us about protecting your privacy as compared to Americans. The data they can get off of your phone is just incredible.
Think about the data they can get on your phone, and then hang out with Beatrice. He's a human homing device. So everywhere he goes, he's recording himself. So
Yeah,
everyone
sure.
knows where he is.
Yeah,
Right.
Where do I go? I go home.
Well,
Court.
regardless
Office.
where you go, it
They
doesn't
go,
matter.
Dave, aren't you worried the government's following you? I go, yeah, I'm at work, I'm at court, or I'm at home.
Ron, did you see his post when he got in the car accident?
No, I did not.
He had all these little wires hooked up to him, and he was in the back of an ambulance.
Oh
and
no,
the-
I did. Yeah,
yeah,
I did see
And
that one.
and,
Yeah,
and his tagline was, "Haters are gonna love this."
I did. I did see that. So before I take my next call, you got a new car. What do you get, Dave?
I bought my first foreign car.
What is it?
I bought a used Mercedes. Frank calls it a chick car. That's what he says. to me.
Well, he just needs to get some tint on the windows,
So they
You know,
can't
it's,
see
it's
it's a
got
man
tan
driving it.
interior.
That's what it. No, it's got
It's
not
tan.
tan.
It's tan.
It's white.
It's tan.
Whatever.
He's
not
got
white, it's
what
tan.
color's the car, Frank?
It's midnight
Blue.
blue. The color is sweet.
Frank
it just
goes,
makes it a little
"Yes."
more manly.
He goes.
Mhm.
Get tinted windows so they don't know it's a guy driving the car. That's what he told me.
Yeah.
Why? Would it, I don't
It's
know.
Because it's a girl. It's a
That's
girl.
a woman
car.
Yeah.
car. Oh,
And
okay.
he's what
Yeah.
doesn't matter. They don't know it's him, and he already curbed it.
Yeah, that's true.
He's got these sweet wheels on this Mercedes,
Oh,
and he's
yeah.
already nuked them.
I'm telling you,
Really?
I got
Oh,
a
it's
great buy
terrible.
on
It,
I got a
would,
great
it
buy
would
on
make me
Really? What
cringe.
year is it?
It's a 2022. It only had 7,200 miles when I got it. A
It's
month
beautiful.
ago.
Yeah, it's a
got-
beautiful car.
In a
It,
month.
it was.
It was in a month.
It
1,200
was
miles.
beautiful.
Wow.
1,200 miles in 1 month.
Really?
1,200 miles in 1 month.
Do you like the car?
I love it, but it's got so many buttons.
That's
It's-
why we need to
All
get him a driver.
I'm not
Let me-
kidding you. On the steering wheel, like if you touch something, stuff starts going off, or the radio
let me-
comes on, or I accidentally called someone. Like I got to keep my hands attentive too, because if I move them anywhere by all these buttons,
You
they got-
never keep your hands attended to.
Oh, shut up! I do too.
So, how did you destroy the wheels?
How did I destroy the wheels? I curbed it.
He doesn't know how to parallel park.
No, my son was in the car. I was showing my son something on the monitor because they have all these monitors.
Can you imagine not knowing how to parallel park with a screen as big as a TV
Oh,
in your
please.
car, and
Yeah.
you can't do it without hitting a curb? And you know you're a '70s guy when like that, like they took pride in like driving.
Oh
that
my
stick
God, we
shift.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
We had to
right.
parallel park
Yeah,
to get our
roll down
license.
the windows. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember the roll down window?
My dad's buddies like that.
Yeah.
He all he does is brag about the area he came out of. He's the worst driver I've ever been with in my life. I love him. He curbed my
Yeah.
wife's car yesterday. I want to kill him.
Oh my
He,
God.
he acts like, oh, I came
The
out of the
thing I love
70s.
about this car,
Can't
though, I
drive,
can get
though.
it in anywhere. Like I was gonna buy a truck, and they're like, "Don't buy a truck, Dave, because you'll be banging everything."
What
Yeah.
kind of like a pickup truck?
Yeah, I was gonna get a pickup
Oh
truck.
Lord.
Yeah, no, this thing I can get in anywhere.
That's true.
Small. All
I mean,
right, let's
it's
take
like
another-
it's like riding in a go kart. Like I'm doing a squat every time I get out of the car.
Beautiful. Next call. You're on the air with our attorneys. Hello. Line 2. Hello. Wait a second. You're on. Why isn't that going? I'm trying my best, guys. You're on the air. Hello.
Yeah, hi. I have a question about special needs trust and wills.
Go ahead.
So I have a special needs trust and a will right now. I have a special needs daughter, an adult, and I anticipate in the future moving to a different state. And the one I have now is pretty old. It's like over 10 years old. And my question is, if I get it updated now, and then I move, say, 2 years from now to a different state, would that still be okay, or would I be better off waiting until I move to a different state?
Why do you have a special needs trust?
He has a disabled daughter.
So his daughter
Disabled
has a
daughter.
special needs trust.
Yes.
Okay. And so
yeah, I guess you could say that. Well, I do. It's, you know, I have one and my wife has one.
a special needs trust is so that money can be used for that person and it doesn't disqualify them from Social Security. That's the purpose behind a special needs trust. And you have to follow the rules. And whatever's left over when that person dies goes to the state. Okay.
Yes.
So I had a client.
Doesn't it have to be managed yearly?
Yeah,
Especially.
I had a client that was in a catastrophic injury.
Yes.
Okay? He got enough money, but we set up a special needs trust for him. So he's on Social Security, but there's that money there should he need special needs. Like he needed to build a ramp into his house. We were able to apply to the court to get the special needs. But that money's there and it just accumulates every year. And when he, God forbid, when my client dies, all that money goes to the state.
Right. But his question was, does he need to, if he has one, does he need to, or if he moves, does he need to get a new one? And the answer,
Probably if you move out of state, probably you'd probably have to do that, or you're going to have to come back and file the reports all here. I mean, the wiser thing, are you moving out of state? Is that your idea?
I anticipate in the next few years, yes.
So I would definitely look into that with whoever's, you had a lawyer set up the special needs trust for you.
Yes, like 10 years ago.
So you'd want to get a hold of that lawyer, because who's filing all the financial things? Is that you or the lawyer's doing it?
There's nothing to file right now because I'm alive, my wife's alive. It's just in the event that we would both die, then it would kick into the special needs trust would kick in. There's nothing to file today.
Then you don't.
Well, no, I
have-
think it has to be managed yearly. If,
No,
if
he
it's
doesn't-
truly a special needs
he
trust, doesn't have to be
he
managed
doesn't
yearly.
He has a springing trust that should he become disabled, that's when the trust kicks in.
Right.
He doesn't currently have a special needs trust. So that special needs trust is just a document. You have not filed a special needs
It
trust
hasn't triggered.
in the probate court. There's a difference between those two.
Okay, so moving a special needs trust requires careful planning and potentially some adjustments to comply with the new state's laws.
Yeah.
While the trustee's authority to administer the trust in the new state is generally not questioned, you may need to seek court approval for changes
No,
and
that's
ensure that
only-
the trust aligns with the new state's regulations.
No. See, that's only if a special needs trust is a particular kind of trust
Right.
set up in Ohio where you can take a pot of money and put it into a special needs trust, still get Social Security disability, and that money stays in the special needs trust. The court manages it. And so if you need something special, like a specialized
Right.
golf cart or a specialized
We got
Tuition, whatever.
something like that, exactly. That's what it's for. He
But if
doesn't
he
have-
moves to,
yeah,
if
I
he
would.
moves, does he need?
Yes, you definitely want to see a new lawyer with a special needs trust. But you do not have right now a special needs trust. It is not active right now. It only becomes active should you become disabled.
But
That-
Or die.
in planning the move, I would seek out a lawyer in the county that you're moving to,
Yeah.
someone that specializes in probate court before you move and get to work and indicate that I'm planning on relocating. This is the date I'm going to relocate. I'd like to register my trust in this state and I want to be in compliance with this state's local rules, and they'll set you up.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. You're on the air with our attorneys tonight. Hello there.
Hello, gentlemen. I don't know if you guys can answer this question for me, but I thought I'd ask you anyway. Is Social Security an income or an asset?
Depends on what purpose you're using it for. For child support and spousal support, depending on what it is, it could be determined that it is income for the purposes of paying spousal support or child support. If it's a Social Security disability, your children may be in line for a derivative benefit from your Social Security.
I don't think it's considered an asset.
Yeah.
Though. I think it's considered
No.
an income stream.
No, gentlemen. Well, it's my retirement is what it is. Social Security retirement.
You mean from the Social Security Administration?
Oh, that you paid into it all the
Yes,
years
yes,
through your employment.
yes.
Yeah.
So that's
No,
Right.
that's not an asset.
Yeah, it's
That's-
not an asset.
It's a numbers game.
It's income.
It's income. And here's the point. The government's betting now,
that
the
you're not going to
longer
live
you
long.
live, the more they got to pay.
Right.
They benefit when someone turns 66 and they flop over dead at 70.
Right.
The government's made a whole bunch of money on
Yeah.
that person.
Yeah.
Then why
That
we having
happens.
so much trouble funding Social Security? We're living longer.
We're living longer,
Yeah.
and you know, they keep borrowing from it.
Yeah.
I
Sir,
mean-
what's the reason you asked the question, if you don't mind me asking?
Because at one time I talked to a Social Security attorney, and I was talking basically about my VA benefits, and I realized that I was talking about that instead of my Social Security, and he said it was an asset. So I'm thinking
No,
my Social Security is an asset.
No,
now
no.
I just found
It's-
out
they
that my
can't
Social
even
Security
attach
is not an asset.
they can't attach Social Security. It's exempt from credit.
Right.
Right.
Now, once it
it's-
goes into a bank account,
Right.
it might be a different thing.
Right. Exactly.
They cannot attach your Social Security payments. Look,
Okay.
it's a system that's worked great, and I don't know what they're doing with it. You know, you don't know what to believe anymore.
Right.
But it has lifted millions of people out
Right.
of poverty. It
Yes,
really
I
has.
agree.
Amen.
And I'm going to be 66 years old in October. They better not mess with it now. I've paid into it my whole friggin' life.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I have.
You have. I agree.
Okay. I mean,
Right. Thank you, caller.
give me my money back and I'll go invest it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Could you imagine how
Yeah,
much
but-
you paid into it?
I've worked since I've been 16 years old. I've worked. The only 1 year since I've been 16 years old that I haven't worked was my first year of law school. But I've worked full-time jobs through law school, after law school, in high school, in college. I was working 20, 30 hours a week. I
Yeah.
always worked. I've been
Me
paying
too.
into Social Security since I've been 16.
Yep.
And I hope it's there for you, and it will be when it comes your time.
As soon as I'm at
Hopeful-
full
ho- ho-
retirement
ho-
age, I'm taking it. I'm going to
Hopefully you won't get. Hopefully you won't get COVID and that'll do you in,
or
or
get
shingles,
demented,
or
like Frank says I have dementia.
you're right,
Yeah.
or any of the other, or clearly a car accident that could do you in, based on your driving record.
Right.
Oh, he survived
Uh,
that swimmingly.
Okay, you're on the air with our attorneys tonight. Question, please.
Yeah, my wife just she went over 3 years at her work, and they gave her 2 weeks vacation. She scheduled the vacation, and 2 weeks later she got laid off. Is there any way for her to get her vacation money out of them?
I'd
Is she
have-
part of a union?
No.
Is there an employee handbook?
No.
But the employee handbook, even though it might not create a contract, there might be a benefit there that
Yeah,
she
there's a
earned.
guideline. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the answer is I don't know. I'd have to see how they've handled it. But the most she's going to get is 2 weeks, and that's it.
If she gets that, right?
If she gets that. Yeah. You have no job protection in Ohio. Now, getting unemployment is separate from job protection.
Right.
You
Right.
could be fired for a good reason, a bad reason, or no reason whatsoever.
It's an at-will employee
That
state.
does not prevent you from getting unemployment.
Right.
But the employer doesn't owe you your vacation time. If
They
you get-
may or may not, depending on their practices and what they may or may not have promised her.
If there's an employment contract, I mean, a lot of things. It's contingent on a number.
But
of
the
things.
most she's entitled to is 2 weeks.
if that, yes,
If that. And he could do that in small claims court.
Yeah, that's what.
true.
They'd have
She
to
was-
hire
she
a
was
lawyer, so
scheduled
they
for
might
2
just
weeks.
instead of paying a lawyer to come in and defend a claim that they can win,
Right.
they might just say, "Hey, we'll pay you a week
Right.
and be done with it."
But
So she got laid off, and they're not paying her
Hypothetically.
vacation time.
hypothetically, just thinking out loud, what if she applied for unemployment and she sued her employer for her 2 weeks off? Couldn't her employer say, you know what, we're opposing unemployment? You got
Yeah, let 'em
filed for
oppose
yeah,
that.
you got fired for cause.
Well, let them fight it. They're pretty.
I'm saying that
Ohio Bureau of-
they could come after you and they could try to oppose your collecting
He
unemployment.
didn't say she did anything wrong.
No, I understand
She
that.
just got laid
Yeah,
off.
because they actually gave her paperwork to file unemployment.
Yeah.
They laid off several people.
Yeah. Well, it's all part of the plan, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. I
All
mean,
right,
the
there's
thing
no-
is, you
there's
could
not a
sue
union.
them. You could sue them in small claims court because the most you're entitled to is 2 weeks, and they might just
Okay.
because they're going to have
But-
to hire a lawyer.
Yeah, but if they do bring back employees, she probably won't be one of them if she sues them.
Probably not.
Right.
Right.
All right, thank you, my friend. You're on the air with our
Sorry,
attorneys.
it's tough
Go ahead.
losing a job.
Hello, caller. One
Caller.
more shout for you. Apparently, they're not there. I gave them their time. Tomorrow morning, before we wrap on WFMJ today at 6:40, you'll be talking about.
Believe it or not, this week is National Dog Bite Week.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we're trying to draw attention to it being National Dog Bite Week. I would invite everyone to take a look at our Facebook page and how weak the laws in Ohio are on dog bites.
Mm.
And they're trying to make a change down at the state. And, different things. If you get dog bites are very bad.
Oh,
And
God.
they
Yeah.
injure a lot of people.
Yes.
And if you have a dog, I'm telling people, if you have a dog, get homeowners insurance because you are strictly liable for a dog's bite unless someone's teasing that dog. Now in Florida, the further north you go, the
yeah.
further south you get. If you put up a sign instead of beware dog, bad dog, you're covered.
All right. Thank you, Dave.
Thanks, Ron.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Frank.
All right, Ron.
The Legal Show brought to you by Beatrice
Bad
Cup.
dog.
Portions of the following program will be
It's not
recorded.
strict liability.